Hi there, I'm Raleigh Brown. This is another curve flattening concert and number 518. And Steve DeHaas is the first man in on YouTube. And Steve asks, how is Charlie? And Charlie is just fine. I might be able to catch him here before we get rolling. He's in sleeping mode. That's the way I like my dog during the concerts. Charlie seems to be going through a change. He's getting a little calmer, and he recognizes when it's a good idea to just go lay down. And so there he is. Give him a hand, folks. And that's my boy. And then we'll go back to where we were if we can find where we were. We should have been right around here. That's good. Pretty lucky. So I see Ann Mintz, my dear friend. It is a beautiful day here in PA. Jim Greco is here from up in the Rochester, New York area, and Slim Edelman in rainy Tucson, which is probably a good thing from their point of view. And Cindy Glorioso, who I think is down in Florida, originally from Ohio. Andreas Postler in Germany. Ann Mintz, same people again. Debbie Moore is here, and Mike Verbick. Debbie Moore in Maine, and Mike Verbick in Pittsburgh. Howard Hobbs in Minnesota, Amy Roach in Florida, Betsy McIntyre in Northeast Ohio. She tested positive this morning. Uh-oh. Well, take it easy, dear. Most people aren't getting terribly sick, but just hole up and take care of yourself. Steve Davidson's here, and Rhonda Scott Merrick, and Lori Payne, and Ginger Hopper, and Kathy Marzik. And I'm glad you made it on, Kath. Okay, so let's clink. Let's clink for starters. To coffee and good fellowship and dogs and old guitars. And new guitars that look old and are on order and should be here soon. No names mentioned. And Mike Miller is here, Michael Miller from North Carolina. And Michael asked about doing a camp down there. My good buddy Danny Gotham does a camp in the Chapel Hill area called Pick and Bow. And I think they might have already done it for this year because my sister Marcy did it. But you should check into that. Look up Danny Gotham, like Gotham City. And I did it one year, but they only hire like one guest, so I'm unlikely to be back there soon. So Deb Libby Clark is here, and Aretta and Ron, and Robin Herrick on YouTube. Hey, Robin. And glad you could find me in your pocket. And Connie Adams, S.A. Tudhope. Lots of folks here today. Bunny Barnes, who I saw yesterday, and I'm going to get to work here. So songs for springtime today. It's a springy today. You know, on Monday when I did the concert, it wasn't quite spring yet. I think it got to be spring a couple hours later. But it's spring now. I'm having a bad hair day today. It's spring now, and so we're going to do songs that are at least peripherally related to spring. This first one I learned from my old friend Jack McGann, and it's a Duke Ellington tune. As I walk down the street, seems everyone I meet gives me a friendly hello. I guess I'm just a lucky so-and-so. Birds all in the trees all act so neighborly. They sing wherever I go. I guess I'm just a lucky so-and-so. Well, if you'd ask me the amount in my bank account, I'd have to confess that it's slipping. But confidentially, that don't worry me, 'cause I got a dream that's a pippin'. And when the day is through, each night I hurry to a home where my dog waits, I know. I guess I'm just a lucky so-and-so. And we see what the dog has done to the house each of those days. Well, if you'd ask me the amount in my bank account, I'd have to confess that it's slipping. Confidentially, that don't worry me, 'cause I got a dream that's a pippin'. And when the day is through, each night I hurry to a place where love waits, I know. I guess I'm just a lucky so-and-so. Just a lucky so-and-so. Just a lucky so-and-so. Lucky So-and-So from Duke Ellington. And I see lots of other folks here. Word has it that Kit is in the house, Kit Serikaku, who is one of the Invisibles and the sister of Lori Payne. And Pam Zappardino's here, and Warren and Janelle and David Arthur Radcliffe. Welcome aboard, all you guys, on this beautiful day, which looks like spring is on the way. And Charlie Bryant is here, and Charlie is in Barstow, apparently. Or was earlier in the day, so he must be on his way home on the big choo-choo coming back across the country, where he will have a nice new Eastman guitar waiting for him when he gets home. Won't he be pleased if it's anything like mine? So let me just scroll here for a second. Owen O'Malley is here. Good to see you, Owen. I'm always interested. Owen posts pictures of what's on the turntable on some mornings, and I'm always interested to see what he's playing, because he's got varying musical tastes. Melissa Fleming is here, which means maybe Charlie Ortolani is here too. And that's everybody so far. I said hi to Zap, I think. I do want to mention, for those of you in the Philly area, this Saturday, the originator of the Cloink, the Kokomo Kid, a.k.a. Guy Davis, will be playing in Trapp, Pennsylvania, which is near Collegeville, which is kind of an outer exurb of Philly, in Montgomery County. And you could look up Montgomery County Community College, Guy Davis, and you'll probably get a link for it. I may make it. Whether I've decided that I have PEA, which is pandemic engendered agoraphobia, and I just don't want to go out of the house all that often, except when I'm walking the dog. So I may get it together to go see Guy. I would love to, because he's a dear friend. And we'll see. But you can go if you don't have P, which I just named. P as in, green peas, not as in going to the bathroom. PEA. But I digress. Anyhow, and then of course on April 8th, Cozy Sheridan will be at the Gwynedd Friends Coffee House. And that one I will go to because I'm going to play a tune or two with them, maybe. Cozy and Charlie. And that should be a really nice show, too. Next up, from Fran Landesman, Spring Can Really Hang You Up the Most. And I first learned this tune from my buddy Buffy Groves. And Buffy is a great singer who these days works for WUMB Radio in Boston, which is the UMass Boston radio station. And she appears on my Songbird CD as one of the 8 wonderful female vocalists who sing along with me. But she was the first one I heard do this, and I learned it so I could back her up on it originally. But I try to get through it myself, too. Spring this year has me feeling like a horse that's never left the post. Well, I lie in my room, just staring at the ceiling. Spring can really hang you up the most. Morning's kiss wakes the trees and flowers, and to them I'd like to drink a toast. But I walk in the park just to kill the lonely hours. Spring can really hang you up the most. All afternoon, the birds twitter twit. You know the tune, this is love, this is it. I've heard it before, and don't I know the score? But I have decided that love is a bore. Love seemed sure at the new year. Now it's April, love is just a ghost. You know, spring arrived on time, but what became of you, dear? Spring can really hang you up the most. Love came my way, I thought it would last. We had our day, now that's all in the past. Spring came along, the season of song, filled with sweet promise, but something went wrong. Doctors once prescribed a tonic, sulfur and molasses was the dose. You know, it didn't help at all. My condition must be chronic. Spring can really hang you up the most. All alone, the party's over. Old Man Winter was a gracious host. But when you keep praying for snow to hide the clover, spring can really hang you up the most. Spring can really hang you up the most, a kind of hipster's lament from the beatnik era. So, announcements. The PayPal link, as always, is right there. Yeah. And Venmo, too. Venmo's good. And the Invisibles are Kit Serikaku and Linda Worster and Kate Mack and Judith Fox and Joel Biget and David Harleyson and Bill Rubenstein and Mario Prue and Mike Stillman. Those are all the ones I remember. And if you're an invisible and I don't remember you, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. I'm very, very sorry. Honest. So, so Charlie the dog has been doing really well. He's still sleeping here. What a good boy. We went to a different park today, and I took him to this really huge park with big soccer fields all over the place. Middle of the day on a Wednesday, nobody in the park except a couple people. And everywhere I went, those couple people wanted to keep me from being able to keep Charlie away from him. They would just show up. I finally tried to go back to my car, and in this huge field, there's nothing anywhere, and then my car's parked there. Some guy parked right next to me and is standing there with a big white Alsatian talking to some other guy, and I had to kind of like reel in Charlie and go, hey, make sure your dog's under control. I have to get to my car. Anyhow, a little lesson in Murphy's Law for you. If it can go wrong, it usually will. So the schedule I'm on today, I don't know who is on Thursday. If I remember correctly, David Irwin and help me. Damn, the names. It's the names. Bunny, remind me. It starts with an H. Oh, God. She's a Winfield fingerstyle champion. Helen Avakian, got it. I think they do a Thursday night thing these days. They had COVID last week, but they may be better by now. Anyhow, Friday, Slim will be on at 3:30 Eastern Time, Slim Edelman, and Saturday, Dakota Dave Hull at 11, and that'll be Dakota's last show for about 5 weeks because he's going to the Eastern Hemisphere, to Japan, and he'll be on the road for a while. So you catch him while you can. And then Saturday afternoon, Warren will be on at 3 p.m., Warren Bendler. And then Sunday, I'll be back at 10:30 a.m. So that's all of that. And I think that's all I had to say. I've been watching Michelle Yeoh movies. I first saw Michelle Yeoh in a movie called Wing Chun, and which is a kind of kung fu comedy, subtitled. It's Chinese and with subtitles. It's a great film if you can find a copy of it. Now, Wing Chun, Wingchun, is a Chinese a system of Chinese kung fu, and it's actually the system that Bruce Lee studied when he was young. But the origin story is that it's named after a young woman named Yim Wing Chun, who was who developed the style because she had been betrothed to some. I'm playing fast and loose with this, but she was like betrothed to some gangster, and she really didn't want to marry him. And she went to a Shaolin monk, a woman monk, whose name was Young Mi, and Young Mui, Ngmui is the way I've seen it spelled. And Young Mui she said, how can I avoid marrying this guy? So, so Young Mui said, tell him that you'll marry him that you'll want to wait a year and you'll marry him in a year, but that then when it comes time to marry him, we'll take this year and really train you, and you'll say, I could never marry a man who I didn't respect, so if he can't beat me in a fight, I won't marry him. So, Young Wei taught her this system, and Yim Wing Chun went on to beat up the gangster and not have to get married to him. Well, this movie is a kind of fictionalized comedy about that. And Michelle Yeoh, who's, it's like 30 years ago was made, or 25, she's just brilliant in it. She's really wonderful. So if you can see it, see it. And of course, you might have seen her in Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon and stuff like that. She's beautiful, and she's really a good actress, and I highly recommend her to you. That's all I have on my list here of things to say. Next up, what would a spring show be without this jazz standard? And that, as several people have noted here, is called It Might As Well Be Spring. I think Rodgers and Hart, but I'm not absolutely sure of that. Michael Miller says, how do you do that so well? Oh, wait, practice. Yes, my friend, my former student. That's the answer. Hey, Matthew Ryan's here. Hi, Matthew. And let me see if I'm missing anybody else. I think I said hi to most of you. Brian Kuiper, I haven't seen you in a bit. And I do take attendance, you know. And Charlie Bryan says, PFOG. Yep, that's it. Pandemic engendered agoraphobia. Thank you all. And I'm going to do one more for you after I have a little bit of coffee. And this is my original for today. And this was kind of written at the beginning of spring, I think two years ago. Another cup of coffee, another morning in the sun. There's a big wind coming, set these dark spirits on the run. Out west in Ohio, they've still got snow. How I survived there, I don't know. And I'm just sitting here with the opposite of the blue. I dreamt the blues was a lady, and she approached me all in black. I could see her tragic beauty, but she would not look back. Well, I believe I tried to catch her eye. I caught the hint of a smile as she moved by, kindly left me with the opposite of the blues. Friends are moving, they are on the move again. I too will travel, but I don't know when. Now you can gather all your forces, but the battle's never done. So I believe I'll have another cup and just sit here in the sun. So many sorrows, so much woe. The time has come to let them go and just live on with the opposite of the blue. And that's the opposite of the blues, which is what I more or less have these days. Let me see if anybody checked in at the end here. No, just the same old usual suspects. So there's Jay Dusenberry. Hi, Jay. He'll catch the replay. Jay posted a picture in the Denison's page of him with his beautiful old, I think it's a 1956 Gibson J200. Gotcha, Ann. And so like that. Be happy. And be healthy. Be brave. And be calm. Be kind, it's a snap. And if you get cranky, take a nap. So thank you again for joining me. I did see that my buddy Rusty Leisenheimer showed up here. Hi, Russ. And that's the only newbie here at this point. So you're not invisible now. I don't know if you were at 3. I might have just not seen you. Like I'm painfully imperfect. Strikingly imperfect. So I wish you all the best. Have a great rest of the week, and maybe there's an outside chance I might see you at Guy Davis' show on Saturday, and if not that, I'll be back here Sunday morning. Love you guys. Bye-bye.